Yo, welcome back to the Red or Blue Pill, where we go through creepy TikToks that make you question reality. Let's roll.
Goes back to my original premise. It's either something that's extraterrestrial or something that we have in our skunk works that we are reverse engineering.
Mysterious drones now being reported over parts of 50 states and in countries across the globe. That there is a disclosure coming before the presidential inauguration, which now leaves us with 10 days. Dr. Greer, it's great to have you back. This is where we are right now. A flight crew on a commercial airplane recorded this large orb in the skies while they were at 17,000 feet. And now people, we mentioned this a week ago, are reportedly getting sick all over the world from this granular, mysterious fog that's being seen all over the place. Right. Does this disclosure happen next week? And if it does, how does it happen? When it starts happening, how will we know?
Well, it'll be all over the news. In fact, this particular team coming forward have dealt with the remains and on occasion living non-human life forms that have been downed, and some are still in captivity in subterranean facilities or stiffs.
Oh, well, that is interesting. I think you will agree. So, disclosure before inauguration. Did I say that right? I hope I did. And he just whacked in there about people getting sick about the fog and sickness. And I can relate to this. I have been extremely ill. I think I've told you every day, moaning about how ill I have been over the last 6 months compared to the first 37 years of my life. It is a lot. And everywhere around me, I seem to notice people are ill, whoever I speak to. But yeah, that's bonkers.
There's some massive things happening right now in the spiritual realm. I know you see this up here. Have you been feeling like crap lately too? And this, we'll get to that in a minute. Because this right here is right now. Me, my wife, and every single person I know seems like we're all getting night sweats like every single night. This has literally been happening for a month, and I see this is happening to everybody else as well. It's basically you get in bed, you get ready to fall asleep, and then instantly, boom, just out of nowhere, sweating like crazy. That and massive cold chills. And no, it's not any sickness, it's none of that, it's not the C word, which is what Google will try to say. Like, all of us have that now, apparently. And as we speak right now, in the shot of the serpent tongue just comes out with this image. Look, I don't believe a lot of the bullcrap they say, but I do believe these images. Because when they come out with these images and we have this shooting frequency, this crazy boost, I feel it. I get really zoned out, really tired, really foggy-headed, and massive night sweats. Now hear me, that's not the main culprit in these night sweats. I wish I could tell you what was doing this. But besides that, the main thing, we've had things like this popping up and happening all the time. And when that happens, it leads to these huge spikes. And in these huge spikes, we all feel like crap. So what's going on while these huge spikes are going on to make everybody feel awful? Think about it. Bye.
Yeah, there's definitely something strange going on in and around the world that we can't see. What it is, I have no idea. But what if, here we go, what if potentially people knew that the shift was going to cause a lot of people to be really sleepy and ill and side effects. So that is why they have put out that there's going to be illnesses. Maybe that's it. I don't know. The Schumann frequency or whatever it's called. That's the thing that people see, and it's off the scales, right? And it goes, loads of stuff going on. And that's what the real Moon Henry is going on about. So yeah, maybe they knew this was coming. And maybe this is to do with the 5D or the 7D or the 12D or whatever they are. I'm not an expert, people. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing stuff out there, as I always do.
Who's this guy?
Jeffrey Hinton,
seen as the godfather of artificial intelligence, has quit his job at Google.
Okay, Jeffrey Hinton has quit his job as the godfather of artificial intelligence for Google. I am very intrigued on why he did that.
I think we're moving into a period when, for the first time ever, we may have things more intelligent than us.
You believe they can understand?
Yes.
You believe they are intelligent?
Yes.
You believe these systems have experiences of their own and can make decisions based on those experiences?
That sure is talking about sentient beings, right? So why would he quit? Why would he no longer want to be in the mix of this? Is there dangers? Let's hear else what he has to say.
Yes.
Are they conscious?
I think they probably don't have much self-awareness at present. So in that sense, I don't think they're conscious.
Will they have self-awareness?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I think they will in time.
And so human beings will be the second most intelligent beings on the planet.
Yeah, but as soon as it gets really complicated, we don't actually know what's going on any more than we know what's going on in your brain.
What do you mean by that? What exactly do you mean by that? And I want y'all to pay very close attention to this ending.
What do you mean we don't know exactly how it works? It was designed by people.
No, it wasn't. What we did was we designed the learning algorithm. That's a bit like designing the principle of evolution. But when this learning algorithm then interacts with data, it produces complicated neural networks that are good at doing things, but we don't really understand exactly how they do those things.
Wow. He just compared how we don't know what's going on in your brain. We don't know how AI is doing the same type of things from an instinctual standpoint. Basically saying the genie is out of Pandora's box. We have started something that we quite don't understand. So if it's doing things on its own that we didn't program, what else is it going to be capable of? Y'all make it make sense. Why do you think he quit? Peace to the God.
Yeah, this is a scary thought because I've been thinking about this as well, actually. And it's been ever since I watched The Free Body Problem, when they're speaking to a alien civilization that are light years away and not going to be here for another few hundred years or so. And they were clearly like an artificial intelligence. They didn't have emotions or anything. But what happens, right? There's loads of resets, right? On our Earth. There's been resets or floods and things. But I don't know. What if it is like really sophisticated ancient civilizations that have built artificial intelligence previously and then sabotaged it because it become too intelligent, and now we're connecting it all back up for this artificial intelligence that hasn't been able to get out. Oh my and all we need to do is connect it, and then they're going to take back over. Like, I don't mean take over the world, but basically they're going to be here again. And this would explain how we have come on this far so quickly. Like, it's basically simulation theory, I suppose, except it's artificial intelligence. Or I don't know. Or the other theory I was thinking about the other day was about like the artificial intelligence wanting to experience. That's what I always hear. They want to experience real life. So wouldn't they reset? This is why we don't have any memories, because this could be a world for them to experience alongside human consciousness. I don't know. It's all crazy and it hurts my head.
We're beginning to receive reports that Australia is now starting to witness the drones and the orbs in the sky. I want to talk about this video that was sent to me. This was taken in Cornilla Beach, Australia, around December 17th, 2024. And honestly, this is more than just a massive detached cloud that's hovering above the beach itself. This may be a cloaked mothership, not just a spaceship. This thing is massive. So for those who want to quickly claim that it's just a shelf cloud, it's detached by itself, hovering above the water. Really? Take a look at this and tell me what you think.
Johnny in the comment section says we call them clouds back in London. I mean, it looks like a cloud. If I'm honest, it looks like a disguised mother alien ship disguised as a cloud. That's what I would say. But Johnny thinks it's just a cloud.
I should have realized. I mean, they monitor everything, absolutely everything.
Elaborate on they.
They. Well, there's lots of groups, actually, lots of initials. I mean, CIA, FBI, IMF, you name it. They. But really, they're part of the same two opposing factions.
Which are?
One. Some of them are really wealthy families. Their one thing is to maintain stability, or at least that's what they call it. The other group is Eisenhower's industrial military complex, and they want to maintain instability, so they say.
So you're saying that Group 1 is warring with Group 2?
Yes, at some levels they're at war, but at other levels it's the same group. It's really scary. I mean, it's hand in glove, Cold Wars, Hot Wars, then they sit back and watch the whole damn dumb show.
Jerry,
what?
Take a breath.
Okay.
All lies will be exposed.
Whoa. Yeah, that's hit the nail on the head with what he was saying there, Mel Gibson. The families. I will leave it there. I'll keep it short and sweet on this one, people, because I'm going to get moaned at in the comments.
What is the God frequency?
963 hertz. 9 plus 6 plus 3, that's 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. The whole set of these numbers, pretty much like, think of it, 432, 4 plus 3 plus 2, 9. 7920. 7 plus 9 plus 2, 18. Look at the yugas. I said 864,000 for the Dawapari yuga. 8 plus 6 plus 4, 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. The Treta yuga, 1,296,000. So 1 plus 2 plus 9 plus 6, 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. Over and over again.
Control of the planet for 12,000 years.
It has been the dominating force. Evil's not the right word. It is imbalance. But it has been increasingly in control every day.
Was it a great shock for you to discover this at 38?
Well, I think the word is gobsmacked. But again, the best way of removing negativity is to laugh and be joyous. So I'm delighted that there's so much laughter in the audience tonight.
But no,
But just let me say this.
They're laughing at you. They're not laughing with you. That interview at the time, it changed everything for you, didn't it?
Well, it changed everything in the sense of I couldn't walk down any street in Britain without being laughed at by most of the people. We laugh at sheep because sheep just follow the one in front. Ah, stupid sheep. We humans have out-sheeped the sheep because at least the sheep need a sheepdog to keep them in line. Humans keep each other in line, and they do it by ridiculing or condemning anyone who commits the crime, because that's what it's become, of being different.
See, he's always got a sort of point there. I mean, it's true, we did ridicule people.
I remember that after you'd interviewed him at some point, way back on This Morning we did, and I felt very uneasy about interviewing him because I kind of felt that maybe there was, maybe someone could accuse you of taking advantage of somebody who was clearly not quite as stable as a lot of people. Did you feel that?
Perhaps, as you say, a little harsh on a person who was vulnerable. Tonight, you'll find that he has taken on an entirely different stance. He's aggressive. He's like a fundamentalist Midwestern preacher.
Really?
And he finds a huge audience in the States. Because, as I've often said, people who don't know what to believe will believe in anything.
Yeah.
And the conspiracy theorists, of course, the people who believe in crop circles, who believe in the Bermuda Triangle, flying saucers, all the kind. People who perhaps are not happy, who feel frustrated, who feel that life has given them a rough deal, they want to believe that, there's some other power is manipulating.
Well, I think David Icke was probably one of the first people I started watching, actually, when just as things started to, questions started coming up in my head a number of years ago. And yeah, I mean, he's been on a journey, but people listen to him for a reason. Something's not right in the world. There's lots of questions, and nobody really has the answers.
We need to chat about this. The world's largest temple was laser scanned to remove the trees, and these things popped up. So nobody knew about them, and nobody is curious about these things. They're not even just at Angkor Wat. There's 2 more of these things found at Priya Khan, which is nearby. They also appear to be by man-made bodies of water. Just to give you a scale of what we're looking at, this is Angkor Wat. biggest temple in the world. This is Mebon. This is the largest man-made moat anywhere. They were clearly good at geometry, but look at when I highlight the lines here. Now, I went to college for computer engineering. I immediately recognized that shape. It could be two things, a piezoelectric generator or an acoustic resonator. In a microchip, that makes sense, but this is 2 to 3 football fields long. The piezo generators convert motion to electricity. That conversion is done through materials and geometry. The chip's geometry is not random. You use the laws of nature for efficiency. So the form follows function. A spoon looks the same everywhere on the planet. It's the perfect shape to accomplish the task of getting food into your mouth. So why do our spoons look like they're shovels? I've seen these patterns. That's why I look for them. Instead of a separate instruction manual, what if they put that in the design? This perspective wasn't even possible until now, but we're still using the interpretation of hundreds of years ago. That gives us a bunch of shared symbols and a bunch of shared geometry. So all we have to do is use the function of the geometry to work out the meaning of the symbol. And by using their interpretation of the universe, we inch closer to figuring out what this stuff was used for. I think this may be the most interesting thing in the world. The more people see, we get more perspectives. That's new, better insight. If that resonates with you, I will trade you this for the small price of a much needed haircut.
Wow. So it's like a motherboard. It's really weird. I'm gonna reference this with Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty cartoon where basically the guy is the smartest man in the world. He goes through different dimensions all the time, and he goes into his car battery. And there's a whole world in there, and that world is specifically made just to power his car. So it could be something like that, which is crazy. We might be here producing energy for a bigger world that needs to power its car. Great.
You know, one of the hallmarks of the DMT effect is that it feels more real than real. Is that it may be the endomatrix. It could be kind of regulating everything all of the time.
What do you mean by that? Regulating everything all the time?
It could be the way we interact with reality through endogenous DMT, which is always at a steady level.
One of my experiences, there was like a bunch of jokers, like jesters, with like jester hats, and they were giving me the finger. They were going like this, fuck you. And it made me realize I was taking myself too seriously. One time I did it, and these entities were talking to me and saying, I love you 600,500,000 times. Like the way a child would say I love you with like some crazy number, 7 billion zillion, you know, like, and every time they did that, it would show a more beautiful image. Like every image, like I love you 600,500,000 times. I love you 700 zillion.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I say no to drugs, y'all.
There must be something in the water.
Oh yeah, there is.
So now you're telling me that there's an underground city below Los Angeles that's been there for God knows how long, called Subtropolis? I'm sorry, what? I've never heard of such a thing, but I just saw a video today, and now my mind is blown because I've been obsessing over the fires and all the random information that I'm getting from people that live there, from the news, from TikTok. A lot of things, in my mind, don't add up with these fires. And I'm sure a lot of you agree with me. I've heard some theories, some a little way over here, but they also make sense. Some way over here, but those also make sense too. So there's an underground city, and the video, if you've seen the video, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, find the video now. It was called Subtropolis. But they keep it was giving Raiders of the Lost Ark vibe. That's the only way I can describe it. Like, you're going to find some deep, dark government secrets. Find the video.
There's cities underground, there's warehouses underground, there's actual homes underground. People build these tunnels, and they've built them for decades. There's a lot of elite celebrities. They go down there for parties underneath the Getty Museum in Los Angeles, California. I was there for a cock party. We walked through the museum, through the garden area, and employees led us to underground tunnels. We had to take an elevator and stairs. We had to be led. There is no way that you can just walk into a tunnel. The entrances and the exits are in your face, but there's no way that you can just walk through tunnels. You'll get stuck. You'll go deeper and deeper, and you won't be able to come back out because it's hard, because the tunnels run all different directions for miles and miles and miles and miles. So if you go down the wrong one, you'll get stuck, and it's confusing to turn back around and get back to where you're going. So you have to be led in and out. I think people
You got the tunnels too, right?
I got a video that goes right along with that.
Have you ever wondered while driving in Los Angeles, how come you've never seen like Will Smith stuck in traffic on the 405?
Yeah.
I've never seen a 1%er just in their car stuck in traffic.
Why is that?
That's because there's a series of intricate tunnels underneath Los Angeles known as the Actorbahn. I'm not kidding. Like, they get access points to move through the city without ever having to be in traffic. You can come up in LAX, you can pop up at Dodger Stadium. Underneath there in those tunnels is Starbucks set up at different locations to allow them to get coffees while they're driving.
This has been underneath Los Angeles for a few years now. I mean, how long has this been there for?
I mean, it predates me. It seems like the city was built on top of it. So, I mean, I think this goes all the way back to the 20s.
This doesn't seem real almost. This is crazy.
I imagine how I sound saying it to people.
I think that video was a little bit silly. I would think they would have better coffee than Starbucks under there. But I mean, the funny part about that is there's tunnel systems everywhere. Like, when did they build this? And it's almost like the comedian guy who's like asking, like, when did they do this? Is this recent? No, obviously this stuff is really old. I do always find it interesting that Los Angeles is the city of angels.
Yeah.
You know, there's the old maps that show California as an island. Like weird stuff. I think this is all related where the timeline makes no sense. There's no way that the 49ers or whatever, these early people looking for gold, decided, hey, let's build a whole city underneath the city or build a city on top of another city. These guys were looking for gold. Why would they ever do that? They wouldn't. That's stupid. Obviously, it makes more sense that there was tunnels already there. And again, they used them for all kinds of things. And now what do they use them for? Yeah, obviously the most wicked things you could possibly think of. Or they make a little part of it a tourist destination of saying, hey, check it out. We got stuff underneath the city. Did you know this was here? Look, we actually have skylights and all this kind of stuff. It's like, we've got storefronts under here. Isn't this weird? They used to do this a long time ago. Yeah, it is weird. It's so weird that I don't believe it.
Oh, wow, yeah. So tunnels get me. There's loads and loads and loads going on under the ground. I don't even know where to start or finish, but I want to go down and explore. That is what I want to do. I want to get down there, have a look around. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm going to show you a video next of a drive-through of the Subtropolis, because it is there. It is a real network of lots of weird stuff down there. Huge. And it's all sort of, you know, bomb-proof and stuff. So what it's there for, I don't know. Who built it? I'm not sure either. Like, how long has it been there? But check this next video out.
Okay, so this is some very unique footage that was taken in Germany. It was recorded there, And you can see this cloud here, and I'm going to explain it before the video gets started because I want to play it with the sound and the audio, and just want to show you that right there is a little black dot, as you can see it. You're going to see this portal appear. Now, this is amazing. You're going to see it appear, and you're going to see this little black dot there. You're going to see it descend into these clouds, and then that thing is going to disappear. Is this a portal? Is that a being teleported into our dimension? These are, I know that sounds so crazy, but when you see it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Or is it just an AI-generated video? Watch it, and then let me know what you think. Okay, so pay close attention, and you'll see what I'm talking about. See that ray of light come down, and see that being come down. Now watch carefully, this thing is going to vanish. What is that? Looks like a portal. See you later.